Namaskar. The moment you think about plastic, a few things come to your mind. One, the plastic bag and the polythene bottles. The second thing that you immediately become conscious of the fact that these are environmentally not friendly because they don't degrade when they're thrown into the garbage. There is much more to know about plastic and not much of it is good news. The 9 types of plastic which have permeated every sphere of our life, and they are harmful at all stages. They are harmful at the production stage, they are harmful when you consume them, and they are harmful when you dispose them off. At each stage, they damage the environment and cause tremendous damage to your health. Let me give a few examples of the type of plastics that are very common in our lives. There, you have the PVC, which is polyvinyl chloride, the most poisonous of all plastics. You are very familiar with it. The PVC pipes, which are used for plumbing in our houses, and the PVC sheets that are used for covering our roofs, etc., are 2 examples. Then you have these plastic bags, which are actually polyethylene or polythene for short. Then you have polyesters. You notice all these names start with poly because they are polymers. For instance, polyester, the cloth that we normally wear is an ester. And why is it poly? Because if you go on joining the individual molecules of polyester, they become polyester, and that gives rise to either threads or sheets, so that it can be used for various purposes. That's why they become so common in everyday life. Now, the 3 very critical poisons which are there in more than every plastic, let me give you one by one. The first one is Bisphenol-A. The Bisphenol-A is a chemical compound. I'm not going into the chemistry of these. It mimics the female hormone estrogen, and it binds itself to the hormone receptors in your body. In other words, Bisphenol-A literally mimics estrogen, the female hormone. Now this, as I said, is a hormone disruptor. It sort of completely disturbs the hormone imbalance in your body, which causes sterility in men, abnormalities in the birth of the children, fetus abnormalities, high blood pressure, behavioral problems in children, cardiovascular diseases, PCOD, polycystic ovarian disorder, obesity, and even cancer. The second very dangerous compound which is found in these plastics is called dioxin. This is again a hormone disruptor. That means it disturbs the balance of the hormones that are released in your body, and which send signals to stimulate the right kind of activity, which in turn causes reproductive problems both to the mother and the offspring. They cause what is so called as demasculinization and defeminization. Because the hormones, sex hormones, are disturbed, the Both male characteristic and female characteristics are affected. It's a carcinogen. That means it causes cancer in living organisms, even human beings. It is mutagenic, that means it again causes malformation of the fetus. You have deformed children. The dioxin has been found in the tissue of breast cancer patients. There are recorded evidence where certain Hollywood celebrities have gone on record on TV channels and in shows where they mentioned that their oncologist informed them that when their breast cancer was removed and the tissue tested, they found presence of dioxin in the cancerous tissue. That means there's a direct link between the cancer and the presence of dioxin. To make plastic more functional, more usable in several ways, several additives are added. For instance, to make it attractive to children, to make it attractive in the household, we add coloration. To make it more flexible or more strong and harder, some additives are added. Some of these additives are heavy metals like lead, zinc, cadmium, barium, tin, which are both neurotoxic, that is they are toxic to the nerves, and they are nephrotoxic, that is they harm the kidneys. There is another compound, very complex and very dangerous compound called phthalates. These phthalates is a group of compounds which is used for softening the plastic, making it more flexible. But at the same time, this is a carcinogen. Now, imagine what all places we use plastic. We use plastic in bottles, plastic containers in our kitchen, your shopping bags. Most of your food is packed in polythene bags. There is an attempt by the government to stop single-use plastic or plastic below a certain micron level, say 40 microns. What is not being emphasized is environment, yes, but more critically, even before it goes into the environment, plastics cause tremendous damage to the human and animal health. If you take a bottle of plastic and store water in it or any fluid and put it in the refrigerator or in your car or a microwave oven, the quantity of dioxin that is released into the liquid goes multiple times. It goes up to 20 times, and that is the exposure where you get when you consume any substance which has been stored in any of these. So you can imagine the kind of risk a person runs by refrigerating a plastic container. I have read an article in the Times of India. A Delhi-based gynecologist has mentioned that the bulk of sanitary napkins contains very high proportion of dioxin. As I said earlier, it could cause polycystic ovarian disorder. It can cause rashes on the private parts of women using it, because for a period of 4 to 5 days every month, a young lady uses plastic 24 hours. So the amount of exposure is very high. Computer receipts. You just feel the receipts that you get in any supermarket and you see a kind of a substance that you feel. This is bisphenol-A. So even that is something that is damaging your health. Imagine the assistant is doling out these computer receipts for a 12-hour period when she's on duty, day in and day out. Cans of beer and juices, they are coated with some of these substances like bisphenol-A. All your fast food packing, your oils, all your juices, even the aluminum foil packing has a layering of some of these chemical compounds. So you can imagine the exposure that you're now having to the plastic and the derivatives of this plastic and the associated chemicals that go with plastic. In other words, this is, I would end by saying P is for polymer, because all these plastics are polymers. P is for plastic and P is for poison. Poison in production, poison while consumption, and poison in disposal. What can we do to reduce the consumption of plastic from our homes? Make your best effort to reduce and go for alternatives that are age-old, tested, like glass, metal, porcelain, even earthenware. They're safe, they are better options, probably a little more expensive, but they ensure good health. I hope you like my video. I would be surprised if I get a lot of dislikes, but then I would realize that I have touched a soft chord in you. If you even dislike, share this video with others so that they could benefit from the information that I have just shared. Believe me if I tell you, every word I have spoken, I have researched. So I am not ad-libbing. Please avoid plastic for your own good health. Have a good day.